It's pretty obvious that this past year and a half has been total crap. This is not a secret to anybody. I don't think. Nobody's watching right now, so if you're watching this later, you will hear this part. But yes. I think for all of us, we've kind of had a rough go. Though it's been very strange on my end. It's been about a year, a little over a year. I think December 20th was the last time I did a live stream on this channel. I've been doing other stuff though. So I have been doing a podcast about wrestling. That's kind of was my main focus. We're going to revamp that a little bit. And I'm just working on other stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this channel since everybody's already over here. And that is the kind of the biggest thing is just trying to figure out what to do. I want to do something with this channel, obviously, but the nature of the content makes it difficult to be rewarding at times, and it can be very frustrating. I don't think this is news to really anybody who has been following YouTube or whatever, YouTube in general, because YouTube is a pain in the butt and everybody knows this. Yeah, nothing new. But I don't know, I want to figure something out, and I just have not come to a conclusion of what that's going to be. I'd like to continue or restart doing what I was doing, but adding other stuff that might make people leave, which is fine at this point. It's just a whole... I don't know. It's just a whole lot of frustration a lot of the times. It's the best I can put it. So, we'll see if anybody shows up. Because I just randomly went live. And I've seen the view count go up and down a little bit, but nothing solid yet. So, we'll see if anybody sticks around. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not sure what to babble about. It has been a long year and a half. I know I was supposed to do content creation like full time, but then just life got in the way, COVID gets in the way, and it's just been a giant pain. So just a little background from the last time. So in November of 2019, I was alerted that the entire department that I was working for was getting laid off, which is like 1,000 people. It was a lot. Didn't know when that was going to happen. It was going to happen somewhere. They would give us like the minimum notice we were going to get was like 3 months or whatever. So, and it sounded like they weren't going to start letting people go until somewhere in May, or even sooner for some. But it didn't sound like I'd be in the May. Then it sounded like October, and then it got brought back again for me somewhere in May, and then got to October, and then to July. So July 2020, which was a giant pain in the butt because, of course, losing your job in the middle of COVID, not fun. But luckily I did have quite a lot of severance, so I was okay for quite some time. Wasn't a huge deal, but for those of you who have been searching for jobs during the past 2 years, I have no idea what they're claiming about a labor shortage because most companies didn't even respond to applications, and it was such a pain in the butt. Anyways, around when my severance was running out, I did manage to land a new job. So I started that new job early this year, 2021. So I was off from July 2020 until early 2021. But of course, with no direction and no job, it's, I don't know, it's kind of strange. I don't know if anybody's been on like a long stint off where you don't actually have to do anything and money isn't going to be an issue, but for some reason you just get in a weird pattern of just, I don't know. If you don't have anything you actually have to do, you end up not doing anything. Or at least with me. That's, you know, that's just how I am, which is fine. Not everybody's like me, which is fine as well. So I've been at my new job for quite a while now. I do like it. It was a pretty big price pay cut though, which was a bit of a bummer. I'm sure anybody can understand that. But, you know, overall, it is what it is. Like I said, I was working on my wrestling podcast, which I've been doing for over 2 years now. Hasn't really grown. You know, it's one of those things that it's really flooded out there, I guess. And you know, this channel has been pretty successful because I have some videos out there that are come up in the top of a search for pretty common stuff. So I was hoping I could get at least a little traction, you know, kind of the if you work at it long enough, people will find you. Not so much these days. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, I have this channel that you're watching. I will have in like the next week or two, 13,000 subscribers on this channel, which, you know, is a lot. It's not like a million, but it's a lot. Hey, Maurice, how's it going? So what can I do with this channel to be at least creatively fulfilling and not be too alienating to the audience that I have on this channel? I am not sure how well that's going to go. YouTube viewers are fickle. That's the best I can put it. I think everybody knows that. That's not news, I don't think. So I have other projects that I work on and other hobbies that I have besides drinking tea and smoking cigars in a pipe. And I'd like to bring some of that stuff to this channel because I already have the audience on this channel. Hey, what's up, Signalman, or Tony, and Rhett. Do tobacco reviews. Yes, I know. Tobacco reviews I will do. They aren't as creatively fulfilling as you would hope. Just because the platform hates the content. And Tony, I'm pretty sure you are the one who I made the ashtray for. Hopefully it's still working out for you. I know I made an ashtray for somebody. I think it was you. I have a cigar and I need a cigar cutter. There we are. So yes, tobacco reviews are fun to do. They don't take a ton of time. But as far as being creatively fulfilling, not so much. I mean, there's other. I know it sounds complainy, which is fine. I don't care if people don't like it. But just being at least rewarded for your effort sometimes is nice. Good. I'm glad glad you like the ashtray. I made him a crazy ashtray out of black palm. I'm never gonna work with black palm again because it sucks. It is so bad. Unless I get a setup where I can stabilize it, because it is such a pain to work with. I got so many splinters working on that stupid thing just because the grain is so weird. So I tried to make a pen out of a leftover piece from that ashtray, and oh my god, it was a nightmare. Just because of all the little pieces that just kind of fly out of it. It's really, really a strange thing. So I need a stabilizing setup before I will work with black palm again. Or red palm, or any of the palms that are like that. It's cool wood. It looks super cool. And the ashtray ended up looking super cool. But it definitely needs to be stabilized first, just so the little tubes, if you've never seen black palm before, has these like little tubes that run through it instead of like the typical growth rings that you'd see on a normal tree. Has like these straws that run up through it to carry all the nutrients and whatnot. So those little straws are not connected to the rest of the wood very strongly. So as you're working with it, these little rods of color like to just pop out, and they are sharp as hell. So you get splinters. Yeah. Anyways, as far as making content, it's nice to be rewarded for your work, and YouTube does not reward specific types of work, which is a big bummer. Just to pull back the curtain a little bit, I can get 5,000 views on a tobacco review, and YouTube will give me about $1, if that. I make 5,000 views on the video I made of me turning an oak ashtray, and you get like $30. So it's like, wait, I could just turn an ashtray and film it, and I could make like $30 instead of filming a tobacco review and getting $1. So yeah, it's such a weird thing. What's up, Doc? As expected from YouTube, what does YouTube say about your subscribers' demography? Is that even a word? Demographic. Other channel subscriptions. Yeah. So I probably am going to start kind of introducing some of the other stuff that I do. And with that, do I keep the name of the channel? Do I change the name of the channel to something resembling it, but not the same? Because that's not the only thing that would be on the... I don't know. It's just... yeah. Oh, I don't understand. Okay, you're saying check the demographics to see what other channels they watch. Yes. I am going to do that. A lot of the ones that I see, though, are other cigar and pipe related, for the most part. A little bit of lifestyle, which, you know, that would kind of fall into the genre that I'm looking to do. So I'm looking to bring some of my woodworking stuff to the channel more. I haven't been for the past couple of years, but I am now kind of getting back into the routine. I like to rock climb. I have a climbing wall at my house that I've been using, so I'd like to, you know, film some of that type of stuff. And I like to go on long hikes. I go hiking a lot. So it's like, okay, I do rock climbing and woodworking and some hiking. There was one other thing. Oh, and I like to play video games and a lot of fun stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to bring overall to the channel. Some of it will just be streamed and then won't be saved. So it's not going to clog up somebody's feed if they don't watch it live. Then not a big deal, because that's about it. You know, some kind of like a Twitch type of deal. So if I'm just going to play games or something, you guys don't need to watch. It's not going to clog up your subscription feed unless I'm live. But, you know, there's all types of stuff. And, you know, I don't know. It's just... it's been a strange year and a half. So as far as spending, you know, most of my time on the wrestling podcast that I've been working on, which just has not worked out very well, we're looking to kind of revamp the podcast, kind of take it in a new direction. One that isn't as involved or as stressful as the current incarnation of it is. Just because it started to make watching something that I like into a chore instead of something that I like to do for fun. So we're going to revamp that a little bit, and I think that'll take a little bit of pressure off of me. I started the podcast September of 2019, so I was doing it before I lost my job, and then I continued to do it afterwards and up till today. But you know, it's just it can be a lot of work. So what are other people been up to, and kind of what do other people think? Whether you're watching this later, you can throw it down in the comments. Though I am already like 20 minutes in, so if you made it this far, congrats. Yeah, I just want to hear what other people think, and you know. And I cannot get a match to... it either wants to run or it wants to die on me here. And I don't feel like getting up to get one of my torchlighters. So yeah, I mean, some channels are, it's the content, some it's the content creator, some it's a little bit of both. I mean, there are a lot of creators out there that just do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's really about the person. I don't know how that applies specifically to me. I don't have the most bubbly of personalities. I know this. This is not news to me. So I don't know if people like to hang out with a chill, not so bubbly, relatively down-to-earth guy who speaks in monotone half the time. Just likes to chill. Like, I hate crowds. I hate going places. It's like one of the things that just makes it strange. It's strange to be such an introvert while trying to do a activity that would cater more towards an extrovert. Obviously, you know, putting yourself out there on the internet for everybody to see. It seems like an extroverted thing. It might not be. I don't know. Because really, I'm by myself right now, even though there are people on the live stream. And interacting. It's just, I don't know. I feel like even if there was like 100 people in the chat, I wouldn't feel like I'm with 100 people. Like if I was in a crowd of 100 people, it'd be completely different than being in here. And while everybody is watching me, and I can't see any of you, for all intents and purposes, while I can see your chat. I don't know. It's just, it's a weird thing. I'm sure there are other people very similar to how I feel about that. For people wondering, I am drinking Peach Phoenix Dansong, which I'm guessing they call it peach because of the color, because it is a very peach color. It looks darker on the video, but it's a very peach. Like if you say, okay, color peach, this is the color you'd think of. So it doesn't taste like peach. So I think they're naming it after the color. So it's Peach Phoenix Dansong that I got from Dragon Tea House. And this was picked in the fall of 2018. It hasn't aged off or anything. I don't think. Do you age Dansongs? I don't remember if you'd aged Dansongs or else. Tony says, you're very knowledgeable in a lot of fields. Your tobacco reviews are exceptional. People of the YTPC need someone with your experience in tobacco. Well, I appreciate that, Tony. Kind of strange. Never thought I would end up being one of the bigger channels as far as the world of pipes and cigars go. I do appreciate all of your feedback. So Peach Phoenix Dansong in my cup, and I am smoking the Keene, Connecticut, from Nicaragua. I got a box of these. There was a sale. Who did the sale? Holtz or Famous? Was it Famous or Holtz? Crap, I can't remember. I want to say Holtz. I think it was Holtz. Holtz was having a pretty big sale on Keene. I also got one of the new Cusano releases, which were Maduros. Of course, this is 2 years ago at this point. They're really good. And they're not that expensive still. I think you can get them for like $3.50 a stick if you buy the Robusto in a box. You know, a box of 20 or whatever for, I don't know, $84 or something like that. They might have even had a sale recently for like $60 for a 20 count box. Oh, I haven't been. Haha. Yeah. So as I said earlier, I have been doing more rock climbing recently. So I hang my entire weight on my hands quite often. I rearranged my office on Monday, moving a piece of furniture, and I pop my A2 pulley on my ring finger, moving a piece of furniture that is like a fifth of my body weight when I've been hanging my entire body weight off of my hands. And it didn't pop then. So I have torn my A2 pulley, which is right here at the base of your finger. So your A1 is like down here, A2, A3, A4. There, here I'll actually use a finger that isn't broken. So right in the crease right here, in order for your finger to bend, there's like a little loop of a muscle or a tendon that basically is kind of like the eyelets on a fishing pole. So when you contract, it can pull down against those pulleys and you can bend your finger. So it's like a little loop that connects your tendon or keeps it running along the bones. So when you contract, it pulls it down. So that is basically, I tore bottom one here on my ring finger, which kind of sucks. Luckily, it's a pretty common injury as far as climbers go. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. Most A2 rarely need surgery to fix because it's actually the most common pulley that you'll tear in your finger. If you tear the A1 down here, then you have a huge problem. And if you tear 3 and 4, then you're going to have a problem. So, yeah, not fun. So as far as A2 goes, usually you can get away splinting it for 2 weeks, and then start doing some range of motion exercises with it, and do an H tape across the back so you can't bend too far, and should be okay. So 6 weeks of rehab, kind of range of motion, and then you can go back to light climbing, buddy taping, which is tape your ring finger to your middle finger so they move together. So if you are ever putting weight on, you're putting it on your middle finger as well, so it can take some of the load. So buddy taping for probably the next 3 months after that. Actually, I'll probably buddy tape for closer to like 6 months. Yeah, it's not fun. Let's see. There is a tobacco shop in Boston named LJ Peretti Company. Their in-house tobacco is very good. I have not been to their shop, but I also rarely ever go to Boston for anything. If I'm going to Boston, it's going for a specific thing and then leaving as soon as that specific thing is over. I usually don't. I have not been down to Boston. Oh, when was the last time I actually did go to Boston? I haven't been to Boston since before the pandemic. So October 9th of 2019 was the last time I was in Boston, because an AEW show was there. I was actually supposed to go to the one a few weeks ago, but that's a whole different story. Wow, never thought I would see a Cole's fracture splint live. Don't worry, it's common after a few months continuous splint use. You'll get your finger back. Yeah, should be good. What's up, tamper proof? Remember to use it at night or you can permanently curve your finger. Yes, I plan on putting it on at night, even after I take it off for day use. So yes, that is my plan. So I will keep it straight, especially because usually my dogs are in bed and they try to mess with me. So yes, I will continue to use this splint at night and then tape it during the day. Because I need to be able to type for my job, and right now I can only hit the W, and that's about it. And half the time I can't even do that correctly. So this is causing a problem already, just in my normal work. So hopefully in about another week and a half I can take this off and at least type. That'll be fine. Peretti, you can purchase online. Yeah, I know. I just haven't gotten over there. I'd like to actually go to the shop sometime, but I know I can purchase online too. Though aren't a lot of their blends like aromatics? I'd have to check out what they have for like straight Virginias or Vapors or La Tequila base blends. I'm talking too much, am I? Yeah. So there is where things stand at the moment. Haven't made a ton of decisions on it, but you know, I think just kind of working stuff around will improve stuff. Yeah. What else is going on out there? I do have... I gotta see what I got. I do have a few tobaccos all set up. What's up, Morgan? I do have some tobaccos that are ready for review, so I could film those. I have a ton of cigars that I could review. I have a ton of tea that I can review. I have a cabinet over there that has tea falling out of it. I haven't had any other Keene cigars besides this one, right? Yes, just the Connecticut. It's pretty good. It does have a touch of spice on it. It could be. This feels slightly overhydrated, but my humidor is at like 69% right now, so I don't know. So it could be the slight overhydration on it, because it feels a little spongy. It feels a little overhydrated, so it could be the hydration that's hitting the excess in spice. But other than that, it's pretty chill stick. Of course, I'm drinking tea with it, so it's gonna throw the flavor profile a bit off. I have been drinking this Peach Den song for a few days now. It's just been sitting in my collection for quite a while. Like I said, this was picked in fall of 2018, and I got it in February of 2019. So I mean, it's already 3 years old at this point. But it's pretty good. It's actually a pretty chill dance song. Yeah, it just kind of has a light. Since I have the cigar, this just kind of has a light, kind of your typical black tea flavor with a bit of a drying kind of sensation. When I've had it in the morning by itself, it has a slight sweetness to it too. Maybe a little bit of fruity on the back end. I haven't really analyzed it that closely until this moment. But the two of them together are not exactly... I mean, they're good together. But the nuances between the two of them are going to be a little conflicted between them. Anybody doing anything fun? I know it's New Year's Eve, but, you know, I don't know. I don't think I've ever purposely been awake at the change in the new year. Specifically for the new year. I've probably purposely stayed up, but not because of the new year. I'm more of a go to sleep type of guy. Looks like we have some random bots coming into the chat. Been a while since I've seen that happen, because I do stream my wrestling podcast, and bots rarely ever show up. But of course, this channel is significantly bigger. So yeah, I have plans on some woodworking stuff. I have quite a few projects I'm looking to do. It's going to take some time. My mother-in-law just moved her store to a new location, a better location. So I need to start making some stuff to stick into the store. Right now I just have pens down there. So I'm going to start making some cool vases and bowls and stuff like that. So I'll have to start filming some of that stuff to get that out there, because it's fun. It looks cool, and I'll probably put it up. I'll probably put it on Etsy or whatever. I have to check. Does anybody have an Etsy who's live right now? Like, there's one thing I want. Like with Etsy, can you have it set so you have it on there, but can also have it for sale locally? And then if it sells on Etsy, you can have them pull it locally. And if it sells on Etsy, but it also got sold locally before taking down the listing, like, does Etsy require you to accept the payment before you actually get the... Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to check. Because I'd like to be able to, offer in both places, and if one place sells the item, then I can just ship it if it's sold on Etsy, and if it sells locally, then I can just take the listing down. But I am using the ashtray that I turned myself. There's a video on this. There is a video on this on the channel. of me making this. It's a oak, 2-inch thick, about 8 inches across. That's another thing. Oh man, because of the pandemic, lumber prices have gone insane. The main place that I get exotics from is now only open by appointment. And it's like, well, I don't really want to go down there and be like, well, I don't know if I'm going to buy anything. I just want to browse to see what you have. Feels weird setting up an appointment just to browse. I don't know. I'd have to check it. I have a credit. I have a store credit there too, so I need to get some stuff. So I do need to go down there. I might try to get down there next week. I don't know. We'll see. Anybody still with me? I don't know. I have to finish making my dogs dog food later because they eat better than we do. I made them a big old pork loin, which I need to shred and mix with some veggies. So we have 2 new dogs since the last time. We have 2 golden retrievers. We got one in March of 2020. Yes, March of 2020. So she's not super new. And then we just got another one a couple weeks ago. Actually, it is in October at this point. Was it October? No, it would have been November. Middle of November. So we've had them for about 6 weeks now. So we have 2 golden retrievers because we lost both of our other dogs this year. We lost Doyle, who was our Chihuahua, back in May, and then Gurr, our wiener dog, died in September. So it's been a rough year, especially around my neck of the woods, because not only that, but our friends lost their dog. Another one of our friends just lost her dog yesterday, or 2 days ago. So, yeah, it's been a rough year for dogs in our circle of friends. I really like this dance song. It's really good. I'm gonna have to get some more of it. It's just a really easy drinker. I don't know if it's just because it's been sitting around for 3 years and has mellowed out, or it's just always like this. Dance song probably doesn't lose too much over time, especially not in 3 years. So moving around my office has been a pain, just because everything's heavy. I left that where it is. That has been there for quite some time now. It used to be on the wall that I'm sitting on right now, here, where my computer is now. My computer was over there, basically squared up to that, but it was also in front of my closet. This room is just weird. I'm trying to figure out the best way to arrange it so I can still do streams, but it's easy for me to film reviews. I think I have finally figured it out, because now I don't have anything blocking my closet, which is good, because basically my computer, I had to sneak behind my computer to get into my closet. So now everything is kind of along the walls. My closet is free now. And I could even stick like a lounging chair over here in this space right here. My humidor is behind my microphone. The humidor right there. And I had this room set up on 2 circuit breakers. So this wall that I'm on has 2 outlets on its, and then I think actually the outlet over there next to the door are all on the same circuit. And then at this corner, the rest of the room is on a different circuit. Because I knew, one, I'd be running a pretty big computer setup. Because I work from home, so I have my desktop, I have 4 monitors, I also have my work laptop that is actually connected to 2 of the monitors. So I can swap over from my, using the screens that I have, I can swap over to my work computer on these 2 screens when I'm working, and then I can bring them back and use them for my desktop. So like just in this spot, I know I have a decent amount of electricity going. Then I use my electric kettle all the time, which is a 1500 watt kettle. So if I plugged it into the same circuit, we'd probably have an issue. I have never tried it. I don't really want to try it. So I always run my kettle on the separate circuit from my computer. Because I'm guessing with all my computer stuff, adding another 1500 watts would probably pop the breaker, which I believe is a 20 amp breaker. So yeah, I do have at least, I had a little bit of foresight to put my office on 2 circuit breakers. Luckily now, though, with LED lighting, which is basically everything in my office now, even the lights that I'm using to light me up now are all LED. So they used to be, well, first they were incandescents, but I didn't use those. Then the compact fluorescents, which I was using for quite some time, those were like, I used 3 fixtures and they were all like 250 watts of actual draw. And now I'm down to 1, 2, 3 main ones that are like 30 a piece. So it's like I'm down to 90 from 750 of the amount of light I used to have to use. So that has saved my office a bit too. So I don't have to kind of fudge with that. So now I just need to make sure my kettle, my computer are on 2 separate circuits, and life should be fine. Also, my humidor is on the other circuit. Not the same circuit as my computer. But it's a heating and a cooling. And I don't think it uses a ton. I think it's 300 watt. I think it's 300 max. I'd have to check, but I've never had a problem with it being on the same circuit. I don't know what else to address, really. I have tons of tobacco still to review. I don't think I have finished anything that I haven't already done a review for, or it's been discontinued. I do have quite a few tobaccos that have been discontinued. It's kind of pointless to review them since no one's ever going to get them. So, not really worth making a review for them. Do I even have an example? Yes. So even right here, I have some HH Vintage Syrian, which has been off the market for what, like 7 years now? More than that. I actually have probably 12 ounces of it left. Kind of pointless to do a review for it since you can't get it. I have still a bunch of McClellans. Obviously discontinued, kind of pointless. I have everything that Suge put out, and then they dumped. I can't believe Drew Estate got in and out of pipe tobacco so quickly. It was kind of disappointing because it's like, okay, Drew Estate, they're like the masters of basically aromatic cigars. So you figure, oh, put them on pipe tobacco, yeah, they'll knock it out of the park. So they were blending under the Drew Estate name, but then they were doing the blending for Suge, and they put out 8 blends under the Suge label, which were the 4 God blends, which were 4 non-aromatics. They're English. There's a Vapor. There's 2 English blends, I think, and 1 Virginia blend, I think. Anyways, the God series was non-aromatics. And then they put out the Seasons, which were 4 aromatic blends. And then Drew Estate, like, pulled from the market, like, 2 years after they came into the market. So it's like, oh, well, crap. So now I have 3 different Drew Estates that they released under the Drew Estate brand. And then I have all 8 of the Suge blends. And they've all been discontinued. And you're not going to find them anywhere. Which sucks, because Suge Raijin was excellent. So I did buy 10 tins of that before they went under. Because they announced they were pulling from the market. So I just bought 10 tins of Suge Raijin. Which is a Vapor. It is super, super good. And I'll just let those age and age and age, and they'll be fine. Because they're just really, it was really, really good. It's a really good Vapor. And it's a bummer they Drew Estate decided to leave the market so quickly. I don't know if the FDA regulations scared them off or what. Don't know. Or they just weren't selling. I don't know. Don't really know. What's up, Thor's Axe? And I keep talking so much that my cigar went out again. How's it going with you guys? I know I asked that a little while ago, but chat seems to have quieted down a little bit. I know it's New Year's Eve, so, you know, there's probably people that are out doing stuff. And it's only 5:30 East Coast time, so probably a little early. Like I said, I'm not one to go out for New Year's stuff anyway, so that doesn't matter to me. And then I guess a lot of people are probably going to stay in just because of the pandemic. So, what is with these bots? Why are they suddenly like showing up? It's kind of weird. Does anybody know about these? Because we've had vor.ong, vor.red, and then another one somebody wrote, I don't know what it was. There's another one in here. vum.ong. No idea. Thor thinking about starting a new YouTube channel about tobacco reviews. New kid on the block as far as piping. Cool. Do it. It can, I just have to say, it can be very frustrating. YouTube does not take favorably to us. So if you go back later and watch the first hour of this stream, I did discuss a lot of that. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things like, I don't know. You just have to do it if you want to do it because you want to. Because it's not going to be as rewarding as you would hope it would be. But I'm also a bit more pessimistic than most, so. So it could just be me. What is a Bart? I have no idea what you're talking about. Did I say something weird? Alright, I am going to remove all these spammy people. Try firearms, they hate us. I do my other channel just because it's fun. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm with you on that one, too. Like, I would have... It happened at the same... I was thinking about doing a firearms channel as well. But given how badly things have gone with YouTube on that one, that's a way more expensive endeavor than doing this channel. So yeah, if I had unlimited money, sure, I would totally do it, because I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I at least would need some sort of financial backing to make it worthwhile. So I'm with you. They came down at the same time. The crackdown on firearms and tobacco content came down at the same time. So, I know, I'm with you. It's a bit of a bummer. I don't know why they couldn't just... I'm sure they do, but it's kind of strange that they would. You know, just... Okay, put it out to your advertisers. Are you okay advertising on content X, Y, and Z? And if so, then okay, that's fine. And you think some of this stuff, especially cigars, especially firearms, those are high in the grand scheme of things. Cigars definitely, because they're like a luxury item. Like, you don't just go out and buy a $10 cigar for fun. Well, I mean, you do. You go out and buy it for fun because you have disposable income to spend on it. So you would think most people who are buying at least premium level cigars have at least some sort of a disposable income. You would think perfect audience to advertise to. Same with firearms. Obviously, very expensive hobby because they are not cheap and ammo is not cheap. So we think, oh, look at this. People who have tons of money, it would make sense to advertise towards those people. Yep, they take down videos, you get strikes, and they block your uploads for a few weeks. For what? Because I've never actually had a strike or had a video taken down before. Not on my channel. Because I'm not breaking any rules per se. It's only the advertising rules that cause it to be on a quote-unquote limited monetization. Which that also means then YouTube is like, oh, this is on limited monetization, so we're not going to promote your video. That's the biggest thing that people don't understand. That in order to grow your channel, you kind of have to monetize, because if you have a monetized video, then YouTube promotes those videos over unmonetized stuff. So when they did a limited monetization to the tobacco stuff, they call it the reach, which is number of times somebody sees your video in a search result or in a suggested list. My suggested times people would see it in the suggested video column dropped like 80+% the day they nixed the full monetization. So that's one of the big things. I know people think it's all about the money, and it's not. The money is nice to get some, but YouTube buries your stuff if you are not monetized, because it makes no sense for them to push stuff that they aren't going to be making ad revenue on. So it makes it a pain. So I'm curious why they would have taken down your videos, because unless they changed stuff regarding firearms altogether, which I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to that particular topic since they kind of started demonetizing stuff. So I don't know if they haven't completely like said you can't put firearm stuff on, but for the most part they've if you show making it, yes, I forgot about that. If you show reloading, shooting in a gravel pit, they consider it unsafe. That's stupid. If you have a flashlight or side saddle on a shotgun for home security, really? I remember. I do remember now the reloading they took down. I'm super bummed because IV8888 had a good AR lower build tutorial, which is now gone. I forgot about the build tutorials. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that stuff. But it's been so long. It's been 3 years at this point. To them, you modified the firearm. That's so stupid. Okay, I didn't know they had cracked down that crazy. I knew about the reloading and the build guides. I didn't know about the other stuff. Yeah, I like Eric and Chad. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched their channel forever, just because I know. Yeah. I did not know they went that crazy though. That's a bummer. So yeah, it's just, yep. So that is kind of why, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do on this channel to at least keep it alive, keep me sort of sane. No 30 round mag. Now no 30, like no 30, no over 30, or if you have a standard mag on your AR, they get mad. Like if it's 29, are they okay? Sorry, I did not know they went that stupid. Yeah, that's probably why I haven't seen that much content pop up in my feed anymore. But when that all started going down was right when I was about to start a channel. And then I'm like, oh, this is not going to be worth it at all. So then I didn't. Kind of glad I didn't. I'm kind of glad it happened right when I was about to, like I said, right when I was about to start. And that's like, oh, well, it would have really sucked if I started like a year before it all went to hell. And then basically all your hard work goes down the shitter. Which is kind of where this channel started. They pulled back a little bit, but it's not very good. So, what else we got for discussion topics here? See, that's another thing. Like, I have stayed so far away from media in general because it's just depressing and annoying. Yeah, Tau Fledermaus is awesome. I love this stuff. What's the best pipe to start smoking tobacco pipes, and what's the best tobacco to use? That is a long question. My view hasn't changed on it, even though people still kind of bitch on my how to smoke a pipe video. I say start off with at least a half decent pipe. It will give you your best chance of success. I know a lot of people like to say start with cobs. I find cobs have two slight drawbacks that lower my enjoyment. And that is, one, when you first start smoking them, at least for me, since apparently I'm a super taster and I can taste a lot of things that other people can't. The first few smokes out of a fresh cob taste like corn. At least it does for me. I don't know if it does for anybody else, but I can taste it. One thing I did start doing, though, is when I first get cobs, is I take a torch lighter and char the crap out of the inside of the bowl before I use it. Probably not the most eloquent thing to do, but it is what I do. The other issue with cobs is the draft hole way too big, which causes a few problems when it comes to flavor and how fast you draw on it. You kind of have to work at it. So I say go with something decent. I know that can be a strange opinion for some, but, you know, whatever. I will stand by it. Get something halfway decent. You can get a low-end Peterson, get a low-end Savinelli, heck, even get a Mr. Brogg, a Dr. Brogg, or Mr. Brogg. All good choices. I would at least go with a decent briar to start off. If you get a decent briar, especially if you get something like a Peterson, and you don't like it, this is what I said in my how to smoke a pipe video. If you get a decent pipe, if you get a half decent Peterson, and you decide pipe smoking isn't for you, throw it on eBay, and you can sell it for like 80% of what you spent. So if you spend $100 on a Peterson, you can probably sell it on eBay for like $70 to $80. So you're out $20. So that is where that is my advice. I know it's not the most common, but it's what I found worked the best. Start with a decent pipe, so at least you have that going for you. As far as tobaccos go, it really depends on your tastes. If you are coming from cigars, and you like cigars already, I say go for a English blend. It seems to be almost universal that anybody coming from cigars first love La Tequila based blends. So I definitely go that direction if you're coming from cigars first. If you're coming from absolutely nothing, then it's really going to come down to a lot of experimentation, because it can be a bit of an acquired taste when you are first starting out. So trying a lot of different things is the way to go. I have a video. It was back in 2019, but it still holds today. I'm pretty sure most, if not all, the blends that I talked about in that video are still available. So I do have a video, the top tobaccos for new pipe smokers. You should be able to find that in the backlog. It was early 2019, I believe. I think it was January of 2019 I made that video. And like I said, I'm pretty sure most of the blends are still available that I talk about, but I also give some guidelines in there. But if you're coming from nothing, and so no tobacco products at all, or no smoking products at all, that's kind of hard to gauge where to go, because it's really going to come down to individual taste. So I give you in that video, I kind of give, okay, try like these 5, maybe 10 different tobaccos in 5 different styles and 2 in each style, pretty much. And if you don't like any of them, then you can kind of stop and you can say, all right, I guess this isn't for me, which is fine. But they'll at least give you the range of everything that's out there. And then if you find something, oh, I kind of like this, then you can kind of go down the road within that category and see if you find something you like more or less. But really, when you're starting off, lots of experimentation. Stick with the good stuff, which is another thing I talked about in that video. Don't go out getting Captain Black. Captain Black is probably one of the worst tobaccos I've ever had. While it's readily available, all those easily available at the grocery store tobaccos are not good. So you want to at least start with the premium stuff. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit of money, but I want you to have the best chance of succeeding and not set you up for immediate failure. That is my advice on that. If you have any other questions, be sure to drop them. But I do have, if you watch my How to Smoke a Pipe video and my top tobaccos for new pipe smokers, that should get you most of the way there. Yeah, to smoke it and not burn it. Yes. You want it to smolder, you don't want it to burn. So yeah, watch my Pipes 101 videos, and you should at least be on your way to doing something well. And yes, I know, like I said, start off with a half-decent pipe. If you don't like it, you can throw it on eBay, and you can probably get 70 to 80% of your money back on it. That's what people seem to skip in that video when they put down in the comments. They're like, this is horrible advice. Don't buy a good pipe for your first pipe. I'm like, okay. You'll be out $30 if you spend $100 on a pipe if you sell it on eBay. Not a big deal. But I mean, you don't even you can find good pipes. Like I think in that video I said somewhere around the $80 range, and I still think that holds true today. I have not been exactly shopping for pipes, but yeah. I mean, the secondary market for pipes is pretty strong. So if you have something decent, you're going to get a decent chunk back if you decide to bail from the hobby. So that is something that people seem to completely ignore when they bitch down in the comments. So that is my advice. I mean, yes, I do have plenty of cobs. Like I said, I mean, I have a cob right here. This one I just scorched with a torch lighter, which is why it looks like this color. So I kind of did a faux char job on it, I guess. So I do have cobs, but I don't find them to be the best to start off on, for the reasons I listed earlier. And I want to set everybody up to succeed. And this is the best way I can give advice to get down that road of succeeding and not heading towards possible failure, while you still might fail, which is fine. I'd rather up those chances than not. But yes, I started with cigars first. So I tend to steer towards the English blends with La Tequila in them. That's kind of my main go-to. Don't tend to smoke a ton of aromatics, though I do on occasion, which is why I have a bunch of cobs, because they're all geared towards different things. I have a bunch of them set up. So I have this one. This one I wrote on the bottom. This one's for vanilla blends. This one's for chocolate-based blends. This one's for cherry-based blends. This one is for maple-based blends, which is pretty much just autumn evening. That's probably one of the few aromatics that I like and would probably buy again. It's nice. It makes the house smell nice. So my wife doesn't bitch at me if I'm smoking it around the house. Normally I'm just kind of relegated to my office. But at least with autumn evening, Lane dark red, those I can walk around the house and my wife doesn't care. So, you got to find things that everybody else likes around you. Those two seem to be a winner within my household. Another good thing, my house is pretty much all hard surfaces. I have no carpet in this house, so I don't have to worry about smoke getting into the carpet. So it clears from the house pretty quick too. So that is why I'm allowed to smoke in my office, because it clears out pretty fast because it's all hard surfaces. I have hardwood floor. I have a leather ottoman. I have almost no fabric in this room at all to hold on to that stuff, so hasn't been a big deal. What do I have? I have my green screen fabric, and that is it. That's the only thing in this office that would really hold on to much. Everything else, super easy to clear out. Throw a window fan in for like 10 minutes. Evacuate the whole room. Though it is like 30 degrees outside right now, so. Thor is suggesting Presbyterian as a real mellow English blend. I have a tin of it. I have not opened it. I do have a tin of Presbyterian. I have not opened it up yet, though. I have a lot of tins that I have not touched yet. Actually, let me check my spreadsheet, and I can tell you how many tins I have in stock. Ah, my big old spreadsheet. If you start getting a lot of stuff, I do a spreadsheet. I have little stickers where I just stick a little number on them, so I can check my spreadsheet. I do right on top. This one's just John Bull, so I can track what it is, and I can know, okay, these are in. My ottoman is a flip up ottoman, so it's actually a storage box too. So I have all my esoterica in my ottoman. And then I have for storage, and then I have a tote somewhere. I don't know where it is right now. Oh, it's right over there. You can see the corner of it right there. That's the corner of it. I have a tote that has a bunch of stuff, so I can go to my spreadsheet if I'm looking for something specific. It's like, oh, I'm looking for a tin of Samuel Gawith Lakeland Dark. I know I have a tin of it. Where is it? Oh, that one's in an 8-ounce ball jar, which means I opened it already, so it's going to be sitting over on my shelf over here. I also actually have a tin of it right there. That is actually a fresh tin that has not been opened. But once you have enough, you need to know where everything is. And currently, how many blends do I have? I have 180 blends on hand. And 213 total tins. So I do not have many duplicates. But yes, that is how I keep track of all my stuff. Let's see. I like it. Order 15 tins of the stuff. What are you saying about jarring? That is the best advice ever. Which part? Which part about... Which part is the best advice ever? Yes, mason jars are your friend. As soon as you open something, throw it in a mason jar. Like I said, I stick a number on it so I can check my spreadsheet. I know how old it is. I know when I bought it, especially once it moves out of its original tin. So I know like that. Especially like this one. I have my HH Vintage Syrian. On the label on the side, I did used to put, I cellared this. This was originally cellared in December of 2011. It's a pre-2010 production. That's all I know. It wasn't dated when I bought it. Is that a classic Boston Scully? No, it's just a regular flat cap. It's an Irish flat cap, actually. Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about my hat? What are we talking about here? Droid Little, hey, hopped on your stream. I just checked out your channel 2 days ago to see if you had posted anything new. I'm sure you have touched on this already in this stream, but where have you been? Yes, I did touch on it. I would say go back to the beginning, and you can basically watch the first like 10 minutes, and I cover everything. In short, COVID has sucked, and I had some job issues. That's in short, but I go much more in depth early on in the video. So definitely go back to the beginning after the stream's over and check it out. Yes, the cap. Actually, my wife just bought me this one. What is it? It's a Mucros. Muckross? Mucros. It's actually an Irish cap from Ireland. I think this is the only one that was actually produced in Ireland. Most of my other caps are Chinese, I think. This is my only one that's actually an Irish cap. Mostly because I buy so many of them, I can't spend $55 on a cap when I have so many of them. So, like, there's a brand Epoch that makes really nice caps. You can get them on Amazon. They're like 20 bucks a piece. They're awesome. They're made in China, I'm sure, but they're nice. And Kangol, I have no idea where Kangles are made, but I haven't bought a Kangol in 10 years. So I just have a lot of really like no-name brands for the most part, but this is the only one that's actually from Ireland, which is kind of cool. It's cool. I like it. It's nice. It's probably, yeah. I just have so many of. Hell, I think even Dockers. My Dockers flat cap. My puppy chewed on the brim, so I need to get a new one. Because I had it for like 12 years or something like that. So I need to get a new one. But Dockers has a couple of really nice flat caps. I didn't know Dockers made flat caps, but they do. One of the things I will be doing is I will be making a curated Amazon store. So you'll be able to find like all my flat caps there. I do put for most of them I put a link to the cap in my videos. A lot of them have been discontinued. So a lot of those links are dead. So I will be making a curated Amazon store. I actually just got... apparently I'm big enough now that I can have one. I used to not be a big enough influencer. But apparently with running up on 13,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, I am now big enough. So I will do that. So you'll be able to see all my favorite flat caps. Get your own if you want. Yeah. What's up, Simplex? But yes, it's definitely been a long road. It's just yeah, just been tough. So everybody's mental health has been tested, me included. So I am trying to remedy that, and I have been working on getting that straightened out. So that's kind of one of the things, which I didn't touch on. I didn't touch on much early on, but you know that comes into play as well. It just is what it is. Never thought of myself as an old dude, but when I came home from the store, I looked in the bag. I got some tobacco, sardines, and some imported chocolate. Things you appreciate with age. Well, I am an old dude, sort of. Especially as far as YouTube goes, I'm an old dude. Or when I'm playing any video games, holy crap, am I an old dude. When you're playing with people who are like half your age or like even less than half your age or more than half your age, what was it more? If I say they're more than half my age, that means that they are half my age and even younger than what half my age is. Would that be right? They're more than half my age? I think that's the right way to say that. So yes, when I am playing video games, I am constantly playing with people who are more than half my age. People think I'm a lot younger than I am, so that's a plus, I guess. For the most part, my family ages horribly, so I think I've hung in there. I'm all right. Thor says I'm a youngster. Maybe. I don't know. I know there are people on YouTube that are older than me. There's not a lot. So what else is going on out there? And as far as coming back from the store, there's not a store near me that sells good tobacco, so pretty much can't do that. I could get good chocolate. I can't get good tea. I can't get good tea. I can't get good tobacco locally. Buy an ashtray or pipes. Let me see if I should have mine. I should be able to get a picture of it quickly. See if I can get it on the screen. So here is an ashtray that I made for Tony. You're kind of in the same boat, hard to get, yeah. So this is a pipe ashtray I made for Tony a while back. It's a black palm. He likes it, so that was a plus. It was a giant pain to make. I mentioned this earlier, just because of the type of wood. Because it's black palm, it's a pain in the butt. Other than that, I think it came out decent. I still have the template for it, so I could make it in a different wood. But yeah. So I made an actual template for it, so I can recreate it. Yes. So I am just not going to work with black palm again until I can stabilize black palm, or I have a stabilization setup, which I do not currently. I need a vacuum chamber to do that. Need a vacuum chamber, and I need like a throwaway toaster oven. A toaster oven that no one is actually going to use to cook food in anymore, because you need to heat it up and basically cook the resin into the wood. So to stabilize it, basically you use this liquid resin. They call it cactus juice. I think it's called cactus juice. So you have to you submerge it in cactus juice, and then you need to put it in a vacuum chamber so it pulls all the air out of the wood. So then eventually all the space is taken up by the resin, which then you have to essentially cook to solidify. So it solidifies with heat, but you have to cook it for quite a while. And so I would have to do that. So let me bring that graphic back up. Because where are we here? Trying to look at my layers. So this, let me fit to screen here. Where are we? Fit to screen. So if you're looking at, you see all those little, like, I'm not sure if you can actually see my cursor. You probably can't. So you see like all these like black lines through it. Those are like individual tubes. And they, like, the surrounding wood around each of the individual tubes is not like super fused to like these, I call them straws, because that's basically how everything gets sucked up through them. So it doesn't grow like a normal tree with like tree rings with the sapwood on the outside and the hardwood on the inside. So it just sucks up straight through all of it. And they are not very well attached to the other wood. So they come flying off, and you can actually see over on the right-hand side, you kind of see in that bright shadow, you see a line right across where one piece is missing. So it can be really flaky. So definitely I would have to stabilize the wood before using it. And I need to get that. Slightly burnt toast. How is it going? Thought you'd never see the channel again. Well, yep, here I am. Many bullet casters powder coat with, yes, I have seen that. They powder coat in a toaster oven that they get at Goodwill for $10. So yes, I will probably do that, but I have some other more pressing purchases to make for my workshop before a vacuum chamber. So I need a vacuum chamber as well. So the toaster oven, super easy to get. Yes, you can get it for $10 used. It's more getting the vacuum chamber and the vacuum pump set up to be able to do it. But I have other stuff for my shop that I would like to buy first. So, because that's kind of a specialized thing that I probably won't do very often. Though if I want to use like some spalted maple, oh my god, I have some spalted maple pen blanks. They just explode because they are just so weak. They have to be stabilized to use them. So I have a bunch of blanks that really need to be stabilized before I can use them. I tried stabilizing them with like super thin super glue. It kind of worked. Not as good as it would be if I just stabilized them with resin. So it's on my list, but I need a pressure pot first. Is one of my purchases that I'd like to make soon. That's kind of like my next purchase, is to get a pressure pot so I can deal with resin and wood combos. But yes, I have seen the casters use powder coat on just their straight lead. Which looks fun, but yeah. I have pretty much everything I would. Well, I can't cast. I can reload. I just don't have the ability to cast. So I have all the equipment to reload. I just haven't needed to for a while. Mostly because I'm really bad at cleaning up my shooting range. And it's been a little overgrown. And I didn't get to clean it out this year. So that's kind of like the first thing I got to do in the spring before like everything turns green, is get out there and weed whack everything. Because now everything's like chest high. So I need to go out and take everything down. Because I didn't do any last summer. So also need to get some fill brought in to take care of that, to kind of level it out. I want to make it mowable so it's way easier, because right now it's just, you know, lots of ditches and stumps and rocks. So it's like, okay, I have to hit it with like a brush cutter, and I don't really want to go manually brush cutting it very often. So I want to level it so I can just, you know, mow it. Yeah, I would do casting, but you know, I'm not sure I'm in that much need at the moment. Though I have not looked at supplies for so long, I'm sure it's ridiculous right now. Are we in the situation where you couldn't get primers if your life depended on it? That tends to be the case. If you can't get primers, you can't do crap. So, Slightly Burnt Toast, what have you been up to? I hate that everybody uses different handles and different platforms. Because Toast, you're totally in my Discord, right? And I'm totally spacing it on who you are in my Discord. I don't know why. Unless Toast left already. Sorry, Mr. Droid Little. I enjoyed a bowl of a crumble cake English #1. Ever had a tin of it before? I'm digging it. Good winter blend. Let me consult my spreadsheet here. I don't think I have any of it. That Sutliff put that out, right? Oh, wait. Nope. Oh, I do have a tin of it. I do have a tin of crumble cake English #1. I just have not opened it. I purchased it December 8th of 2018. So yes, I do have a tin of it. I just have not opened it yet. Yes, there's a primer shortage, probably a manufacturing shortage. The cost should come down. I really shouldn't talk about. Yeah, I have I don't know which. I have the 3 crumble cakes that came out all at the same time. So I have the crumble cake Virginia Perique, I have the crumble cake Red Virginia, and the crumble cake English #1. I just have not gotten around to them. Hey, we can chit chat. I mean, that's what the live stream is about. I mean, this stream's already going to be demonetized anyway, so not a big deal. But hopefully I will have... I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't think we're doing anything special tomorrow, so hopefully I can film some stuff tomorrow. But with my bum finger, it's pain in the butt to type. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure I can edit quickly enough without that finger. Yeah, like I said, I got a lot of blends hanging around that I just have not touched yet. Just because I have a lot hanging around. Like right now, I have, according to my spreadsheet, I have somewhere around 520 ounces of stuff on hand. Whatever that works out to pounds, I don't know. 520 ounces is where I am at. So I got a lot of stuff to go through. And cigars, I have 439 on hand. Minus the 3 I haven't put in, so I have 436 cigars on hand. So 436 cigars and 520 ounces of pipe tobacco. As far as tea goes, I'm not sure. I probably got about 10 pounds of tea as well. I haven't been very good at inventorying my tea, mostly because I go through it way faster than everything else. But even that, I actually buy, even with tea, I buy it faster than I consume it. So I probably should start taking a bit of an inventory so I know what I have. I just haven't. Yeah, I'm set for a while. Well, I appreciate that you appreciate it. Are you playing stripper music? Nice touch. No, it is just Stream Beats, which is free, royalty-free music. So I don't have to worry about that getting me copyright striked or anything like that. It's just a random snagging from... I mean, they have tons. There's a lot of Stream Beats. I just loaded a playlist of 4 random hours of it. So that's all that is right now. Just to have a little something going on in the background. And this isn't nearly that strippery. I'm sure I could find something that's way more strippery. I don't think they'd be playing this in a strip club. They're definitely not stripper music. It's modern dance. I don't even think it's modern dance. I don't even know what you'd classify this as. Let's see what... I don't even know what collection this one's from. This song is just called Last One in a collection called Shingu. Don't know. No idea. What's some good music you recommend these days? What I have been listening to, I listen to a lot of hard rock. So, the new Star Set is awesome, which came out this year. I'd have to go back and look at my Spotify, because I switched over to Spotify, so that's where I listen to most of my music. So, the new Bullet for My Valentine came out. That is good. Speaking of Spotify, where's my phone? I'd have to check it out. It's not really hard. It's a mix. If you've never heard of Sleep Token is amazing. You should check them out. They're really unique. I'll have to go check what my kind of playlist has been in. Recently played. So recently played has been Buckethead. I've been listening to his stuff. I played Sleep Token. This is old. I played Low Pro. If you've never heard of them, they're pretty awesome. I was listening to some Avenged Sevenfold. Listening to Bullet for My Valentine, Amity Affliction, Scion. Scion is really cool. It's Jared Dines, and he's a YouTuber. He teamed up with Howard Jones, formerly of Killswitch Engage, currently of Light the Torch. So the two of them basically put out a record. It's Scion with an S, S-I-O-N. It's pretty awesome. So if you like Howard Jones, if you like kind of metalcore stuff, I definitely check them out. There is a cool instrumental band that I've been listening to called I Built the Sky, which is really cool. Also, another chill band that is just instrumental is called Distant Dream. Very cool. So they're cool. And Spirit Box. I've been listening to a lot of Spirit Box. They just basically put out their first full-length album this year. It's really, really good. It's a female-fronted metalcore, hard rock. It's really good. What else did I listen to? Mark Tremonti put out a new solo album this year as well. This was really good. If you don't know, he's the guitarist from Alter Bridge, also formerly of Creed. But he has a solo project that he has put out a bunch of albums on. It's basically thrash metal. New Volbeat album came out this year too. So lots of good stuff came out this. A lot of metal came out this year. If you like metal, recommend the Caress album. I will have to check it out. Yeah, I will check them out. Oh yeah, I forgot Times of Grace. They put out a new album. I haven't listened to it yet though, but it's Adam and Jesse from Killswitch Engage. It's basically Adam's solo project and Jesse doing the vocals on it. It's pretty awesome. At least their first album was. I haven't listened to their second one, but I'm assuming it's good because their first one was. So, Times of Grace, they put out a new one. Still haven't listened to it though. What's what I've been listening to? That's kind of what I've been listening to this year. The new Tool album, even though it's like 2 years old at this point. Been listening to them a lot. Chevelle put out a new album this year as well. Forgot about that. Evanescence put out a new album this year. Forgot about that too. So, yeah. There's actually a lot of decent albums came out this year. I'm getting an error saying that YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, but my streaming software says I haven't dropped anything, so hopefully everything's cool on everybody else's end. I don't know why they are saying that there's an issue, because I am now on fiber. I'm on gigabit fiber. So I like the newest Deftones. Yes, the new Deftones album is awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed. Yeah, the new Deftones is great. Pretty much, man, Deftones have been killing it the past few albums. They've been doing really well. Really, they haven't put out a bad album. Diamondized took a little bit to grow on me, but now it's a great. So yeah, like every one of Deftones albums is really good. It's kind of like a resurgence of metal. Like, there's so many good metal bands that have been coming out. I mean, I was hoping with like the pandemic we would have like a massive glut of new stuff coming out, because I think everybody would be like, all right, well, can't do anything, so let's write a new album. It didn't happen as well as I thought. It's like, oh, well, if you have all this downtime, I want a new Tool album, of course. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. But we did get new Bullet for My Valentine a few weeks ago. You figure Metallica would be bored and they'd put together something. Avenged Sevenfold, that's the one I'm surprised we haven't had a new album from, because their last album was like 2016. So you figure Avenged would put out a new album by now. But they haven't. Where am I? Just here back. See, that's the thing about the streams. When I'm smoking a cigar, it just goes out a billion times because I'm talking so long between between puffs. Because I just hit the 2-hour mark, and you know this is probably like an hour cigar normally, and I'm at the 2-hour mark. Thought Chili Peppers would have a new album. I like the concept albums of The Who. Oh, that was another... I'm surprised there wasn't a new Coheed and Cambria. I know there's a new Coheed and Cambria song, but I don't think they're coming out with a new album. I figure that would be like way up their alley. It's like, oh, we're going to stay home, and you figure that would be a big project for them to write a new album. Because their last album was awesome. When you mention concept albums, I mean, that I think Coheed and Cambria, because that's like every one of their albums except one of them. And the one that wasn't a concept album, I think is probably their worst album. I did not like it very much. But Coheed, I mean, come on. Let's see. Coheed and Cambria. Let's see. They put out a single in July from their 10th album, upcoming. They released a second single in November. Oh, actually, yeah. And then in December, they announced a tour to take place in February or March. So, no date on the new album, but there is a tour coming. So, I am hoping Coheed puts out a new album for that tour. Because it says they've been working on it since, 2001. Or 2021. So, I hope that means a new album is coming. Because Unheavenly Creatures was awesome. Color Before the Sun, not so good. But Unheavenly Creatures, excellent album. Been listening to The Who a lot. I have not. I very rarely listen to The Who. I've been listening to a lot of Devin Townsend. I'm listening to a lot of his stuff. It just reminded me because Pete Townsend. So I think of Devin Townsend. I like all kinds of rock, modern, from back in the day, but I draw the line mid-60s, not that interested in 50s stuff. Yeah, my musical taste pretty much goes from mid-60s to like 79. The only stuff from the 80s I listen to is Metallica, and Nirvana snuck in there in 89 with Bleach. and then it's 90s forward. So basically, I skip almost all of the 80s except for Metallica and one album from Nirvana. What have I been playing for games? Or do I not have time for that? I have not played Jack lately. You didn't come in. I wanted to play this week, but I tore the pulley in my ring finger on my left hand, so now I can't use the directionals on my keyboard. And it's kind of hard to hold a controller. Hopefully this is off in like 2 weeks. But I really haven't been playing much. I want to play the new Halo, but I cannot play it right now because I cannot control it. I haven't had time. I am trying to rearrange my life a little bit to start making time, which is one thing I discussed earlier in the stream. So I am trying to carve out some time, trying to carve out kind of structure, I guess. I'm trying to structure my life a little more, because right now it's just a little bit all over the place. So I need to kind of get into some sort of rhythm. It's just been a rough year and a half, just with everything going on in the world and everything going on personally. '80s was a weird decade for music. Lots of stuff coming in all directions, all at once. Yeah, there isn't a ton that survived the '80s that you still want to go back and listen to. I mean, there's a little. Obviously, Van Halen and Metallica. That is about it. That is about it that I listen to from the 80s. And even then, I very rarely even listen to Van Halen. I'll definitely listen to a lot more Metallica from the 80s than anything else. Even The Who skipped the 80s. They put out an album in '82 and then said, screw this. Yeah, '80s was so much like flavor of the week type of music. Do I like Joy Division? Never heard of it. Or them. Or if I did, I don't know them by that name. Or I don't know them by name. They have like a big single. They one-hit wonders. Well, they only had 2 albums, so... And at least the names of the songs don't trigger a bell for the... And they were all non-album singles. Their only singles were non-album singles. That's weird. Old post-punk. I will have to give them a little bit of a listen. That's weird that the singles are all non-album singles. That's very strange. They became New Order. I'd have to imagine they influenced Bullet for My Valentine. I'll have to give them a listen. Thor's Axe, you were speaking of stripper music earlier. This sounds more like porno music. This particular track. Oh, and it fades out right at the end there. Yeah, I saw that in the wiki page that the lead singer committed suicide. He was 23. Bengal slices. Oh, such good stuff. I actually haven't had the original Bengal slices. I've had Bengal slices white. I do have a tin of the new Bengal slices, but I haven't tried it yet. But I did review and try Bengal slices white, and that was excellent. Walker asks, what's your thought on McBaron tobaccos? They make some pretty damn good stuff and some okay stuff. Is there a reason why you're asking? Their HH line, all excellent. Highest quality right there. The HH stuff, the HH line from McBaron, excellent stuff. They also produce a bunch of other stuff. I think Amphora is actually made by McBaron these days. Yes, Amphora is made by McBaron. What else is made by them? Oh, they make the capstan stuff. The HH line is excellent, like I said. They make the St. Bruno flake. I have a tin of it. I have not tried it yet, though. They make the Three Nuns release right now. They make actually all of them. They make the Three Nuns green, yellow, and the original. HHL Darkfired is great. Yes, it is pretty good. The Bold Kentucky is delicious, but kicks my ass every time I try to smoke it. It's really, really tasty, but I feel like crap afterwards. So I kind of have to like limit myself to like one flake of the Bold Kentucky because it is bold. That's just way too much nicotine for me. What's up, Smarty Bob? Happy New Year to you. Yeah, basically I have a few just sitting on my desk that I don't have much left of, so it's like, I might as well smoke them. Like, I have just a little bit left of GLP Quiet Nights. I do have a whole tin, though, that I haven't opened yet. So I've been working through some of my jars that I just have a little bit left in. So I got to finish that off. I have this little bit left of my vintage Syrian in this jar, but I still have like 4 more jars put away. And then as like my little filler for anything that's like a Latakia blend, I just put this at the bottom so I can at least smoke the good stuff on top. So I just got some John Bull. John Bull is actually really good. It's cheap, and it's actually really good. So that is what I put on the bottom of any of my English blends where I know I'm not going to have enough for a full bowl. So I'll put a little bit at the bottom, and then I'll put the stuff that I really want on top of it. So I'm trying to work down on some of my smaller ones. St. Bruno flake. St. Bruno is sweet. Virginia, I like it. Yeah, I have a tin of it. I just haven't opened it. Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to work on some of my jars that I have open. It's like I just need to work through them because I just keep opening new stuff and I just have way too many things in jars. I have like 40 jars. Has anyone had HH Canadian Arcadian Perique? I have a tin of it. I have not opened it. I believe it's been discontinued, unfortunately. Is that correct? Is it still in production? Oh no, it's still currently available. It's just sold out. Well, at least Tobacco Reviews says it's still in production. I don't know if it is or not. Somebody would have to look that up. Who originally asked about that? Yeah, Walker. Is there a reason you asked about McBaron? My thoughts on McBaron in general? I'm just curious. Because before they came out with like their HH line, I wasn't a huge fan of the stuff I had from McBaron. But like once the HH line came out, the HH stuff is good. I haven't had any of their aromatics. I have had their Navy Flake, which is decent. Oh, what was they discontinued it. It was in the HH line. They had a HH Mature Virginia. It was really good, but they discontinued that. And I've had their Virginia Flake too. So before the HH line, I didn't have a huge affinity for McBaron. Like, I tried their solent mixture. It's okay. I tried Symphony. Yeah, it's all right. There's one other one that I tried. I'm not sure if it's even made anymore. It might not even be made anymore. I'm looking at what it is, but I can't remember what it was. Sutliff has some great Perique. Yeah, I have their we were talking about it earlier, the crumble cake. I have a tin of it, of the Virginia Perique. I just haven't actually opened it. Just because I have so much. But I'm still curious to hear from Walker on why he asked about McBaron. My work computer just restarted, so I'm guessing they just pushed an update. Since everybody is off work. I know they wanted to upgrade one of the major packages. I know they wanted to push a service pack for Windows 10. Actually, crap. I should probably just do that. While I'm talking to you guys, I will upgrade my work computer because I know I need to do that, and I'm not going to be using it for the next 2 days, so I might as well do it now while I'm thinking about it, so I don't have to do it later. I do have to say, I am a huge fan of having fiber internet now, because I used to drop frames like crazy when I was streaming, when I was on cable, because my upload maxed out at like 21 megabits, and I stream at 7,500 kilobits, but now I'm on fiber, so I have not dropped any frames this session at all, which is awesome. Walker, just been trying their stuff out. Haven't seen any videos. You've spoken about them. I really like the vanilla cream and the old dark fired. Curious of your thoughts. I'm pretty sure I have reviewed the old dark fired. I'm like 99% sure I have reviewed the old dark fired. Let's see, tobacco reviews. Yes, pipe tobacco review number 3 was McBaron old dark fired. What else do I have? I've also reviewed Amphora Original Blend, which is made by McBaron, but does not contain their name. It does on the back. It says it's made by them, but I've also reviewed McBaron HH La Tequila Flake, which was review number 17. Yep. So I've reviewed three blends from McBaron. One of them doesn't have their name, but so I have reviewed them. I do have what do I have for McBaron's on hand right now? McBaron. So I have Arcadian Perique, which I have not opened yet. I have a tin of Balkan Blend. Again, haven't opened it. I do have an open thing of Bold Kentucky. I talked about that. I do have a tin of Burley Flake that is unopened. And I have a tin of Pure Virginia. Oh, Latakia blend. That is an old one. I don't think they make it anymore. That is one that I was not a huge fan of. I do have a little bit of it left, but it was just did not have enough Latakia in it. So yeah, I have reviewed a few, and I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I will probably review at some point if I get around to it. Yeah, the Latakia Flake, the HH Latakia Flake was really good. But yes, I did review it, so you can check it out. Oh, now I need to find that stupid upgrade email. Where is it? Where is it? I know it's there somewhere. Windows upgrade. There we are. For the deadline, blah, blah, blah. One thing I will say, Bengal Slices has a warm smoke taste. If you like Three Nuns, you'll like Bengal Slices. Yeah, I haven't had either of them, but I do have a tin of both of them. So I just haven't gotten around to them yet. Do not disconnect, blah, blah, blah. If working off-site, connect to the VPN. Yeah, okay. Really unique flavor. Is there anything... There's nothing strange in it, I don't think, right? Install could take up to 5 hours. Do you want to do this? Yes. Like, there's no weird flavoring or anything in either of them. I don't think there's anything overly unique as far as the tobacco in them. Early Dark Fired Kentucky and Virginia is in Three Nuns, which I think is significantly different than Bengal Slices. Yeah, Bengal Slices is completely different blend from Three Nuns. Because Bengal Slices is Black Cavendish, Latakia, Orientals in Virginia. So I think it's a completely different flavor profile from the two of them. I already have 40 open tins, don't need to be a bad influence on me. Yeah, I'm slowly working down on my open tins. Some of them I don't mind if they're open. Some of them I'm fine sitting. Like, plenty of them could use more age, so I'm okay for them sitting for the next 10 years. Like some of the aromatics that I have, I should probably just either smoke them or toss them. Because yeah, I mean, I heavily go towards the non-aromatic stuff. So if like there's an aromatic that I open to review, I might not go back to it. It's like one of those things. It could sit on my shelf for quite a long time. There is some that I'm just going to toss because I'm never going to touch them again. But I don't know why. I just don't throw them away. Like, I had some really old Sutliff creme brulee from, like, 2008 in a jar somewhere. I can probably throw that away, because I'm never going to touch it. Or, like, CAO Cherry Bomb from, like, 10 years ago. Probably not going to touch it. I mean, those two I bought for my wife, and she almost never... She pretty much never touches them. Or hasn't touched them in like 10 years, so. Yeah, I mean, like I said, most of the stuff I have can age indefinitely and will be just fine. For the stuff I like, all those aromatics, they're not going to get any better. They're probably not going to get worse. They're probably just going to sit there. But I have plenty of, you know, Virginias and Vapors that they could sit on the shelf for the next 20 years and they'd be great when I finally get to them. I have some full Virginia flake sitting in a jar that I put in a jar in 2010. So it's been there for a long time. So it'll be just fine. It's actually on my list to review. It's on my pile to review and open up and see what the sitting for 10 years in a jar has done to it. And a lot of the Latakia based blends, a lot of them have really good underlying tobaccos. So even if like the front of the Latakia kind of dies off, which it usually does somewhere around 7 to 10 years, just the underlying tobacco is just so good, it's not going to be a big deal. Like if you ever had like aged out Penzance, it's excellent even after the Latakia is kind of faded. I have some Elizabethan, can't smoke it, doesn't agree with my taster. Doesn't agree how? Like just the pH just doesn't agree with you and just burns your tongue every time? Because that can happen. I mean, there's some that the just does not work with your chemistry. But I would say with Elizabethan, I would sit on it. Sour? Or sour? That's not how you spell sour. Lemon taste is too strong. You wrote sour, so I'm assuming you mean sour. Lemon taste is too strong for you. So it's too acidic. Is that what we're driving at here? It's too on the acid side? Too acidic? I guess, do you like Perique blends in general. Sour, yes. So if it's probably the Perique that's doing it. You do like Perique normally. Okay. Um, so yeah, I'm usually that would be okay. But I mean, it's a vapor. I would sit on that puppy for 10 years and go back to it and see how it is. So I don't know if it's do you have the Dunhill release, or do you have one of the new Peterson releases? Or I guess, yeah, which release of Elizabethan do you have? That's probably another good question. If you have a Peterson release of it, I would definitely sit on it for quite a while. So like if you have a Peterson release, I wouldn't touch that until like 2025 at the earliest. If you have a Dunhill release, 2023 would be okay probably. And then if you have a old Dunhill release, you know, it'd probably be okay now if it was a Murray's release. Any tins or jars of Samuel Galloway, Beth Brown, or Full Virginia? I have a tin. I have a tin of Full Virginia, and I have a jar of Full Virginia. That is the jar has been with me since 2010. Before that, I have no idea the production on it. I got it off of somebody 10 years ago, 11 years ago at this point, almost 12 years. The tin I bought in 2015, and I don't plan on opening it for at least another couple more years. I'll keep a few cans of it and return to it. Yeah. Oh, so you have the Petersons. Okay, so it's new if you have the Petersons. So you have a pretty fresh tin of it. So I would definitely sit on it until like 2025, 2026. As far as Elizabethan goes, probably want a good amount of age on that. Should be excellent in 2030. But yeah, new fresh Periques, fresh vapors can be a bit harsh. Definitely got to sit on them for quite some time. But yeah, if it's the Peterson, I think, when did Peterson come back? Just early last year. So like the latest it would be is like a year old. So yeah, you want to touch that in like 5 to 7. 10 to 15 if you can wait that long. All right, I'm going to boil this water and put it in my gaiwan here. I think my tea is pretty much exhausted. I haven't had any of the Peterson releases, but they didn't change manufacturers. They just changed brand name. So it should be pretty much the same. Yeah, because when Dunhill pulled out of the market and Peterson took over, Scandinavian Tobacco Group was making it for Dunhill, and now they're just making it for Peterson. So the actual manufacturer hasn't changed. It just comes down to age at this point. But I have not bought any of the Petersons yet. I still have Dunhill tins. They changed a few of the names, not of the Dunhills. Peterson changed Irish Oak to Irish Cask. I don't know why. It's the same exact blend. They just changed the name of it for some reason. Any C and D you'd recommend? Depends what you're looking for. But yes. If you're looking for a lat bomb, Pirate Cake is awesome. Also, what the hell happened to Dunhill? I'll talk about that in a second. Cornell and Deal, Billy Budd is really good. Pirate Cake is excellent, but it's like 70% La Tequila, so if you really like La Tequila, Pirate Cake is good. Produced by two friends, Captain Earl's 10 Russians. It's technically C&D. Is excellent. It's a 50% La Tequila blend. It's really good. Star of the East, Flake. I haven't had the regular, but I've had the Flake. I'm sure they're relatively close to the same. Again, really strong English blend. If you're looking for, I'm trying to think. They make the Briarworks tobaccos as well. Back Down South is an excellent vapor. Pirate Cake, I already mentioned that. Yeah, and Captain Earl's 10 Russians. Those are kind of my top picks for C&D produced stuff. What the hell happened to Dunhill? All right, so Dunhill, they have Alfred, I think. Alfred Dunhill would be rolling over his grave if he knew what happened to his legacy. Dunhill, for a long time, has been a lifestyles brand. They make clothes, all that stuff. Big in Europe, not so much here in the US. They started exiting the tobacco market a few years ago because they didn't want Dunhill associated with tobacco anymore. So they licensed out the Dunhill name after Murray's stopped producing tobacco. So the Dunhill tobacco is being made by Murray's for quite a long time. Once Murray's went under or was bought by somebody, I don't know who, Dunhill decided to license their name for a certain amount of time out to whoever it was at the time. Scandinavian Tobacco Group. Was it them? I know they're the producers. I don't know who they had the name licensed to. They licensed to somebody. When that agreement was coming up, whatever it was, 2018, 2019, 2018, somewhere around there, they decided they were not going to renew the licensing agreement because they want to get out of the tobacco market altogether. So they got out of the cigar market. They got out of the, I think they are, British Tobacco. British Tobacco is who they had licensed it to. British Tobacco still has a license, I believe, on the cigarettes, but for not much longer. I think. I'm not 100% sure on the cigarette part. I'm not sure if British Tobacco bought the name specifically for cigarettes, but I know the pipe tobacco and the cigars were under license agreements with the Dunhill, the original Dunhill. When that came up, they did not renew the license for the pipe tobacco or the cigars, which means they could no longer, there was nobody to make it under the Dunhill name. So basically, Dunhill had not been producing its own tobacco for a very long time. I don't know how long, but it's been quite a long time. I can probably find somebody. Dunhill specifically hasn't been making their own tobacco since 1981, when production was transferred to Murray and Sons. Murray closed when British Tobacco bought them at some point, closed the factory in 2005. That was the end of kind of the, let's call it the core lineage of Dunhill, when Murray's was closed, when Murray and Sons was closed in 2005 by British Tobacco. Sometime around 2010, 2011, somewhere around there, Scandinavian Tobacco Group came in, and they got a license from the Dunhill brand to pick up production. So somewhere around 2013, they reintroduced all the Dunhill blends back onto the market. That license expired sometime 2018, 2019. And at that point, the Dunhill brand no longer wanted to renew that license. So they didn't. And the Dunhill brand was taken off the market. And then at that point, Peterson came in and said, Peterson, who is actually owned by the same company who owns Cornell and Deal, the same parent company, they worked out whatever deal to get the blends made and get the blend names, but release them under the Peterson brand name. So Scandinavian Tobacco Group picked up the Dunhill brand in the early 2010s. They still make the tobacco now, just under the Peterson name, because the original Dunhill brand, the Alfred Dunhill brand, withdrew their licensing. So that is kind of how that all went. Alfred Dunhill, obviously, famous tobacconist. He would probably be rolling over his grave right now, or if he knew what happened to his brand. Because now it is basically just a lifestyle clothing brand. I think they make watches too. They're like a high-end boutique brand, I guess you could say, in fashion, which is kind of ridiculous. Where Alfred Dunhill starts out as a tobacconist, and now his brand is a clothing brand. Kind of sucks. So that's what happened with that. That is what happened with Dunhill. So as far as original, I'd say the original lineage of Dunhill died in 2005. Scandinavian Tobacco Group revived them in early 2010s and has been producing it since, now under Peterson name, after the Dunhill name for about 5 years. Axe quit cigarettes, switched to smoking a pipe, really feel the effects of nicotine now, believe switching to pipe was a good move. Yes, Dunhill went posh. that is a good way of saying it. I've never been a cigarette smoker, and I am not a daily smoker, so I am a nicotine lightweight. I have never, I guess it's good, I've never actually been addicted to nicotine. So that is a plus. So I could, I just had a cigar now. I could go the next 3 weeks without a pipe or a cigar and I'd be fine. I wouldn't be like jonesing for it or anything. So I don't know if it just because I haven't smoked cigarettes and I've never used cigars or a pipe as a nicotine delivery device, or I'm just not susceptible to nicotine in general, I guess. So I guess that's a good thing. So yes, that was a fun little history of Dunhill. Orlick actually comes into play in the Dunhill story as well, but I forget how that totally worked. I think Elizabethan was originally a Murray and Sons blend for Elizabethan. So some Murray and Sons pipe tobaccos became under the Dunhill brand as well at one point, and there was Orlick was involved at some point. I don't know. It's a lot. Smoked Marlboros for 35 years. Not a cigarette people basher since I switched. Feel better overall. Well, that's a good thing. I hope you are not inhaling the pipe, because that kind of defeats the purpose of quitting the cigarettes. All right, I'm gonna light this stub one last time. I put boiling water in my tea for the last time for it to get whatever I can out of it. Went to boiling on this one. For Dansong, I usually go 200 degrees. But I went boiling on this last one to eke out whatever bit I can out of it. So, yeah. So my 1 hour cigar has lasted almost 3 hours. Just because I talk so much and it's gone out so many times. So yeah, I will try to start making some videos again. New year, new everything. Just a lot of stuff. Let's see, what do I have? So I have what I'm going to review first. I have Briarworks Pete's Beard. I have that 10-year-old tin, or that 10-year-old jar of full Virginia Flake that I'm going to look at. I have Autumn Evening from Cornell and Deal. Not a bad aromatic. I'd say it's pretty good. I got a few other there that I cannot see what they are from here, but your lungs can't handle it anymore if you accidentally inhale it. Yeah. Just bought a pipe and watched your beginner video. Was there a dominant brand 30 years ago? I remember always smelling the same, but now the shop has 40 different brands. Where should you start? So Nicholas, I would check out, I have a video about pipe tobacco for beginners, so I would definitely check that out. As far as 30 years ago, you would probably, what you probably smelled was, okay, so, and thank you for the super chat. What you probably smelled was a few different things. They're all pretty similar. They're probably all over the OTC blends, over the counter blends. Things you would find at the grocery store, things you would find at CVS back then. Do they still sell cigarettes? I don't know what they do. Things you would find at the drugstore. They're pretty much all, I don't know who made them at the time. Middleton was a big OTC producer. I don't know who makes them anymore. But you'd probably find things like a blend called Half and Half, Prince Albert. I'm not sure, but you probably see Captain Black, the original white pouch, pretty often. Carter Hall would be another one. Granger. I've never tried it, but I know it's out there. Those are probably the ones that you would find the most and you would probably recognize the smell of. But do not equate the smell with what you're actually going to taste as the smoker. There are a lot of kind of misnomers of aromatic tobaccos. They may smell like something to the person near you. Thanks, Thor, for the super chat. Big appreciate. Thanks for joining me for it. So when it comes to aromatics, the aromatic doesn't necessarily mean the flavor that you're going to taste. A lot of the time, it's going to refer to what the people around you are going to smell. Because a lot of the times, what they say the flavor is not exactly what you're going to taste. It's what everybody's going to smell. Sometimes, a good amount of times, you'll at least get some of that flavor. But yeah, while they may smell good to you if you are not smoking it, they do not taste that good. So if I'm around somebody who's smoking Captain Black, cool. Because one, I'm not tasting it, and it smells pretty good. As the best I can put it, the secondhand smoke smells good, but it tastes awful. If you are the one smoking Captain Black, is awful. I have not tried Half and Half. I have not tried Prince Albert. I have not tried Carter Hall, though I do have all three of them on my shelf over there. Just I haven't touched them yet. But I do have them, and I will at some point, so I know. But that is kind of the little pitch or a little spiel about aromatics is they smell good to you if you're not the one smoking them. If you're the one smoking them, they don't taste that good. So now you're not buying your tobacco. Most of us are not buying it from the grocery store. And we have this great thing called the internet where we can get all the premium good stuff out there. And that is what I would definitely tend towards. So yes, there are tons of brands out there. And then within all those brands are tons of blends. So as far as blends go, we're talking readily available, probably 1,000 in the US. I don't know. I'd have to actually check and that kind of add these numbers up. Let's do a little quick math here. It's about 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 6, 7. Yeah, so I'd say just shy of 1,000, maybe. Yeah, I'd say somewhere around that. Just shy of 1,000 blends are readily available in the US for premium blends. So now you don't have to buy the 2 or 3 brands that were in every grocery store, every drugstore, because they were all relatively similar. So if you're looking for the stuff that with everybody was smoking 30 years ago, those are going to be it. Your Prince Albert, Half and Half, Carter Hall, Captain Black original, Granger. There was another one. Actually, I don't know if you can get it anymore. Edgeworth. Does Lane still even make it? It was released a little while ago. Oh crap. I'm not sure if they still make it. Anyways, Edgeworth, but I don't think it's out anymore. Oh yeah. Actually, Lane has it now. It's called Lane Ready Rubbed. It was Edgeworth essentially. So those are all the ones that you are going to, if you want to go back 30 years and try them, you can get them. I'd say steer away from them. Go check out my video where I did a video, top tobaccos for new pipe smokers. I talked about this early in the stream, but since you just came in, well, I'll rehash it. Essentially, in that video, I talk about the overarching of 5 styles of tobacco. I believe it was 5. I broke it down to aromatic, Virginia Periques, Latakia based blends, sometimes called English blends. There's one other I probably did. I might have put, I don't know. It's been so long since I listened to it. Anyways, I break it down kind of like the overarching styles. And I think I give at least 2 suggestions for each kind of style to kind of give you at least a jumping off point. If you're a new pipe smoker, then it's just going to be a lot of experimentation to find out what you like. Again, going off the smell from others, it's probably not a good way to find out what you actually like, because the flavor to you is going to be way different than the smell from somebody else. But at least give you a jumping off point, and then you can kind of hone in on what style you like the most, and then you can go from there. I believe most everything that's in that video, even though I made it in 2019, is still available. I think there might be 1 or 2 that might have been discontinued since then, but probably not one of the ones that would be high on the list of things to recommend anyways. So that is what I'd say. Go check out that video. It'll probably give you a jumping off point. If you came from cigars, if you're a cigar smoker now already, start with the English blends, heavy on the Latakia. I said this earlier, pretty much universally found that cigar smokers like Latakia heavy blends. don't know what it is, but that is what I personally like. I came from cigars first, and I find that to be the case for everybody else who comes from cigars. So hopefully that helps. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And you can always drop the a comment down in the video. I always see those. Yeah, if you check out the Pipes 101, that should at least get you in the Pipes 101 playlist. I believe that's in there. Hold on, I should probably check. I should probably check my own playlist to see if it's in there. Where's my Pipes 101 playlist? Pipes 101. Yes, it is in my Pipes 101 playlist, but it is called Top 5 Tobaccos for New Pipe Smokers 2019. But I pretty much go through like honorable mentions for each one. So definitely check that out. If you have any questions, drop it in a comment in the video. I get alerts for all my comments. So, and I respond if they are worth responding to. So if you ask a question, then I will respond to it. If you have a snarky comment, I might not. But yes, even though I have not been making videos for the past year and a half, I have been responding to comments. I still do that. So that's something I have not stopped doing. So feel free to do that. And my email address is in the About tab if you want to send me an email. If you don't want to put it in a public forum, that is fine too. And because I talk so much, my cigar went out. Somebody would have to go through and count how many infusions I did of this tea during this stream, but I still have decent color coming out of this. This is the last one with the boiling water. It still has some decent color. Let's see if I still have some good flavor extraction. I might be able to get one more out of it. Down the wrong pipe. Hold on. Okay. Not to butt in. However, I believe the word is note. Taste notes and smell notes. Yep. Oh man, now I'm like crying. Tea went down the wrong pipe. I'll try not to die on stream. That would not be good. Gets worse with age. Have you had Frogmorton's Cellar? I did not get to try Frogmorton's Cellar. I have the original Frogmorton, which is excellent, and I still have a tin that I have not opened yet. I wasn't really that interested in Frogmorton's Cellar when it came out. I'm pretty sure it's like a aromatic English, if I remember correctly. Did they add like whiskey to it? Something like that? But yeah, as far as the aromatics go, the aromatics, kind of the smell note is kind of what they name it after. It might not necessarily taste that way. Some do, some don't. But like I said, Captain Black smells great if you are near somebody smoking it. If you're the one actually smoking it, not good. It's probably one of my... It's probably at the bottom of the list of tobaccos I tried. Luckily, I didn't pay for it. I got a pouch of it for free. I don't remember how. Oh yeah, I do. Who makes Captain Black? STG? Does STG make Captain Black? I think they do. I think STG makes Captain Black. Scandinavian Tobacco Group. They make a lot of the OTCs now these days. Or that used to be OTCs. I think they make a lot of them. They had a flyer where you could get a free pouch if you sent them your address. So, yeah. Which tobacco was worse? Of the ones I've had, it'd be hard to put, and it's kind of a bummer, but McClellan Spirit of Christmas, it's pretty damn awful. So that was a pretty bad one. Oh god, what was one? Oh crap. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. Hold on, let me check. I think they might still make it. Smoker's Pride. Smoker's Pride, god awful. I think it was the vanilla. Smoker's Pride vanilla was god awful, and Captain Black. I think Captain Black, McClellan's Spirit of Christmas. I'm sad to say it was McClellan, but it was, and Smoker's Pride vanilla. Those three, bottom of the list. By a wide margin. Like, I don't think anything's been as bad as those. Like, a jump up from those. Cherry blends are crapshoots. Yes, they are. Well, actually, another one's the Sutliff creme brulee was pretty bad. Pretty bad. So that might be down there with those three. So now those four. Then you'd have to move up to like Cherry Bomb, CAO Cherry Bomb. It's not that good. Bummer, it's a CAO blend, but it's not that good. Eileen's Dream is better than Cherry Bomb. I like Paladin a lot better than most cherry blends. Paladin is actually decent. I actually did a review of it. It tastes like a cherry Tootsie Pop. Like you get some of that Tootsie Roll flavor in there as well with the cherry. It basically tastes like a cherry Tootsie Pop. So if you like cherry Tootsie Pops, give Paladin a shot. It's relatively easy to find. Lane Dark Red is, of the cherries, is probably my favorite that I've had. I mean, it's not like high on the list of blends, but it tastes okay, and my wife loves the smell of it in the house. So I can smoke that one around the house, and she doesn't give a shit. So that's good. I don't know if it has been discontinued or not. It's hard to find right now. I've only found it on a couple websites that still have it, but the main ones do not have it. So Smoking Pipes and Pipes and Cigars do not have Lane Dark Red anymore. I'm not sure if they discontinued it or not. So yeah, there you go. Captain Black, Spirit of Christmas, Creme Brulee, and whatever the fifth one I said was. I forget. They're just bad. Smoker's Pride. Vanilla. God awful. So. Stay away from those. Samuel Gallup Celtic Talisman was probably the worst I've had from Walker. I have not tried it. Let me look up what's actually in it. Do they even still make it? Yeah, they do. Black Cavendish, Burley, and Virginia. It's topped with cherry flavored liqueur and vanilla. I could see that as possibly being pretty bad. So I will definitely not fault you on that one. You wrote faux codgers? Is it old codgers blend? You wrote faux. And I don't know how that would be anywhere near old. 4. I don't. Oh, 4. Okay, I got you now. Okay. You like Carter Hall and half. I have packages of it. I just haven't tried it yet. Captain Black, you agree. It smells good, but tastes like nasty cigarettes. It's just too goopy. It's too artificial tasting. Just like the flavoring is just way too much. Codger soup. I was trying to figure out what you meant. And then I figured out. I mean, as far as old codger blends, meaning blends that are old and OTC, I'm guessing that's what you meant. It took me a second to process what you meant. Assuming what I just said was correct. Cool. All right. Well, my cigar is done here. My tea is pretty much exhausted. So if anybody has any thing they want to talk about, now's the time to speak up, or I'm gonna end the stream in a minute. It's goopy. The tobacco is like Play-Doh. Yeah, it's shredded to hell too. Like, it's not even like, it's like cross-cut ribbon. Like, it doesn't get into a ribbon. It's just like granular. Thanks, Walker. Hopefully I will be doing more videos. Yes, that is my plan. Hope to see everybody. And I'll try to do live streams more often, though they won't be. I don't know what they'll be. We'll see. I'm gonna do some game stuff. Those usually won't be a saved live stream. This one you'll be able to go back and rewatch. Thanks, Droid Little. Glad to see everybody jumping off. Nice to get to know you. I will, all right. I'm gonna sign off here. Thanks, Thorzax, Droid Little, Walker, a few other people, Nicholas, who had, I don't know who's dropped off yet, but thanks everybody, and Well, I'll see you around. See you later, guys.